want zero problems, big fella.
Yup. If one more label try to stop me, it's gonna be some dreadhead niggas in your lobby. You don't want no problem with me.
What's up, G's? It's Kirah, and today I'm coming at you with a story time. This is gonna be the time that I saw the KKK. Yes, the Ku Klux Klan, the team of white hoods, the reason why we never have white bed sheets when we try to go make our room aesthetically pleasing. Them. This happened when I was like 13, 12. I do remember that I was in the 7th grade. I do remember that. I think it was like summertime or spring, but it was warm outside. Just trying to get y'all all the details so y'all can put yourself in my place. Oh snap. My aunt takes my grandmother to work, and my grandmother works downtown, so it's like where she works is like down the street from like the Capitol and the city hall. It's like she works down the street from basically like the middle of downtown. Almost, it's almost the middle of town, but not really. It's just really the important parts of town. She drops her off, and it's me and my cousin in the car with us. I think my cousin was in the car with us, but it was me, my aunt, and I think my cousin, and we just dropped her off, and we're coming or going back to my grandmother's house, and we're driving down the street. It's a one-way street, and then the Capitol's right here, and then there's like a church. Yes, a church right here, and then across the street from the church is the city, is City Hall, right? So we are driving, and then all of a sudden we're on this bridge, okay? So all of a sudden there's, stoplight or whatever, and then out of nowhere we hear like people on the bullhorns like saying stuff like "Make America Great Again" and stuff like that. Like America is blah blah blah, and America is better without the blacks, da da da. Which is crazy because you're in the middle of a town full of black people. You're in a city full of, like, this is a black city, a predominantly black city, and you're saying get rid of blacks, whatever. So I'm like, okay, who are these people that are being loud and rude and racist? Like, who are they? And I'm 13, 12. I knew what the KKK were. I knew who they were. I know what they look like. But I didn't grasp the concept of like true racism until this moment. So like I said, I hadn't seen them yet. I'm just still like, wait, who are these people? Where are they coming from? Like, okay, like what are they doing here? Okay, what is their purpose? Then I see this huge cross. Yes, they're carrying a freaking cross. I see this huge cross come across across the street, and carrying it are people in these green and black hoods. Now there's a meaning behind each color of the hood, which I did not know. I was like, okay, what the heck is going on? Like, who are these people? And then I started to see like the little swastika, whatever it's called, thing from the Nazis on their like arms. I saw like people behind them, but there were more people coming, but they weren't like in the same color hoods. Like, it was one person, there was one person who had on a white hood, and there was one person who had on a black hood. So it was red, green, black, and white. And I'm just like, okay, what is going on? I didn't know who they were until I saw that white hood. I'm like, what is this? Like, the KKK, like, I swear, shit y'all not, I could have, like, I'm 13, 12. I honestly thought that the KKK had left or was not still in motion. Like, excuse my ignorance, but I was only 13, 12. I was not concerned with, that type of racism, stuff. I went to a predominantly black school. Like, we weren't really dealing with racism. So my aunt is like, that's the KKK. Like, oh my God, like, she's freaking out. We're freaking out. It's like, okay, what are they doing here? Like, what? And like, I'm just like so shocked that these people are here in effect. Like, y'all, what? And they have these signs that are like, yeah, we're gonna stand on the Capitol, we're gonna protest our rights as Americans, blah blah blah. This is what really got us, is that the police were there. The police were present. The police were in attendance. They all had their front row seats. The police was there, and more was coming on the way. But the way that my town set up, the police officers where I live don't play that whole, oh, we gonna shoot you, kill you type. No, the police officers are coming, and they're like, they can't tell them to leave, because as American citizens, they do have the right to voice their opinions. It's in the First Amendment. So they can't necessarily tell them, oh, you can't protest or blah, blah, blah. I'm guessing they were there to protect the homeless people or whatever, because they can't like tell them to like leave or not be there. So they're just basically spewing all this hatred, racism, BS. And I'm like driving past. I'm like, what? I had a video of it, y'all. I had a freaking video. I videoed it. Or videotaped it. But the thing is that I had my phones, I kept breaking my phone, so I had to keep getting it replaced, and every time I got it replaced, my phone would like lose all of its memory, so I was never able to retrieve that video. But y'all, if I could show y'all that video, y'all would be like, oh my god, like, what are they doing? Broad daylight, not nighttime, it's broad daylight, out here marching with crosses. And I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, like the KKK is here. What are we gonna do? Like, we're driving, but you know, like, that's just nerves wracking. It's like you know what the KKK stand for. You know what they do. Like, my heart was just like, oh my god, like, okay. I'm still freaking nervous. So I call my friend, who's a really good friend of mine, and I call her, and I'm like, yes, I call her. I'm like,
girl, the KKK down here, da 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 da.
I'm calling her. We talking about it. She was
Like, what? The KKK, da da da.
I call her because she was the closest person to me at the time, like, as in like friendship wise, I think. So I called her and we talked about it. And to this day, she still remembers when I called her and was like, the KKK is blah 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 blah. I say that to say this: Black lives matter, because they do. And the Black Lives Matter movement is not to say, oh, all lives don't matter. It is to say that at the moment, we are just concerned about Black lives, because we're the ones that obviously seem not to matter. All lives won't matter until Black lives matter, period. We are on a stolen land created by stolen people just to support thieves. I want you guys to remember that. I say that to say this: support Black businesses. It doesn't matter whether they sell soup, soap, makeup, whatever. Support Black businesses. Black lives matter.